Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing. Motherfucker. Testing. This motherfucker. Testing. So if you hear me, people in the chat, I'm not gonna put on my headphones. Check. Please let me know if you are hearing me, and we can get this shit started. It'll be quick hitter tonight. I know it's late. Hopefully everyone has had a good day. All right. Let me know if you hear me though before I continue to talking. I passed the test. Thank you, Frenchie. All right, let's see who's here. Sonia, what up, Sonia? Welcome on in, Sonia. Welcome on in. Jojo, welcome on in. Welcome on in. All right, everyone, welcome on in who's here. Please join the chat. If you're just lurking, get off your ass, get in the chat, and be sociable. All right, let's see. Scott Perkins, what up? Carol coming in, swinging the saloon door open, and being all right. She's being all right. She's coming in here properly. Bobby, we got to talk. Bobby, you're going to be put in time out, Bobby. Ask me why. Ask me why, Bobby. Welcome in, Judy Hathaway, the beautiful Judy Hathaway. Thank you for coming in, Judy. Right. So you in the chat, thanks for jumping into the chat. When I close up tonight, I'm going for a beer and whiskey. Well, good job. Good job, Frenchie. I would not recommend too much of that, but good job. Bobby, because of something you said, Bobby, Professor Turkey, are you proud of yourself, Bobby? I take offense to that, Bobby. It sounds like you're a troll, Bobby. You're acting like a troll calling me Professor Turkey. All right. Sonia says, I don't think I asked the right questions. Oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about, Sonia. All right. So, yeah, Frenchie, don't get too blasted. But do you need a beer and a whiskey for the news? For the news? Professor Turco. Well, why'd you write Professor Turkey? Professor Turkey. All right, look on Joe's live. Would you type something you didn't like on Joe's live, or you mean your conversation with Joe? I'll tell you what. I mean, Julie Melvin. I wish Julie would come on tonight. She just, I know it's pretty late. She's probably getting her sleep, her rest. But Julie just knocked it out of the fucking park. I mean, absolutely. And I asked Julie a question of sorts, and she went beyond in her answer. Julie, I asked her a single question about a specific point that I already knew the answer to, and I thought I could just get her to talk about it. And sometimes God works in mysterious ways, because I specifically asked, I tried to poke Julie to answer a very specific question for the people who have not heard her speak on that topic before, which is the shack. And Julie went like miles beyond in her response. And so I'm just so elated with Julie's response to my prompting. And well, I'm elated. I'm elated. It's just I'm going to go back and clip that whole response, because she touched on a lot. I mean, you got to understand what Julie is saying, okay? What Julie is saying is that Cody's mom, the day the girls were found, told her some very fucking interesting things. Things that no one believes except us here. The things that no one on earth believes except us. Okay. Sonia, Scott says, Sonia, what up, Scott? Thank you for loving my my channel members. You guys are awesome here. Scott, you are awesome. Amy, look, beautiful Amy with her flowers. Thank you for coming in late night style, Amy. Amy, will you please post our funding pathways, all of them, I'll be harping on that for a little moment. Do our commercial early before we get into the chitter chatter. Deanna, what up, Deanna? Deanna Burdett, a regular now, a new regular. I love your little heart and flower. That's lovely. Okay. Okay. All right, Frenchie. Well, Frenchie, I think she's in the chat. That's Sonia. Let's see. Meow was on CJ's live. Let me ask you guys this. Did you guys see little Frankie on CJ's live? All right. So, well, thank you, Deanna. I loved your little heart and flower. I hadn't seen that heart before, to be honest with you. It's like a Red Cross type of heart or something. I love it. All right, so guys, so much has happened today. I mean, I don't know if I'm pretty sure that's why Frenchie needs a drink. It's why I do. I do as well. Today was extremely dense, and if you guys have not, any of you have not been lurking in the YouTubes today or been up on your news today, wow, you don't know how much news happened today. There was news that happened behind the scenes. There was news that happened up front, and there's news that I don't even know how to get at it. I'll have to take it step by step because today was chock full of information. Okay. So Carol says, sorry, was trying to correct my spellings and selected wrong message. Oh, nothing. Just please don't do this, okay? Anyone with a wrench, even if someone comes in to argue with me, as long as they're not totally being, if they come in and they call me a baby killer or something, yeah, delete them. But otherwise, try not to delete, because if you ban them and I'm trying to fish out some more from them, it's counterproductive. So please be careful when you're going to delete someone or ban someone. I'll try to handle the bans, but hey, welcome in, Freckle Joy. Freckle Joy, are you on a shift, Freckle Joy? Are you doing some self-care at home? But yeah, today was incredible, and boy, it's just so hard dealing with people. I tell you, because with people, you get a large amount of various reactions with people, and so you're going to catch up on them right here for now, Deanna. You catch up on them here, and then and I'll fill you guys in on what all things I am referring to. But so trust me, we won't be going into it tonight because I mean, shit. Every fucking YouTuber and their mama did a immediate response reaction to the defense filings today, and so there's no reason for me to do it. I think what I would rather do is in the next couple days I'll do an in-depth presentation and commentary on the memorandum that was filed today along with these filings. Frenchie says the only person I've ever banned timed out was Kay. I believe that people should be allowed to disagree as long as they are civil. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. If it's kind of civil, I mean, but if they're coming here and call me a fucking idiot and a child molester and that kind of shit, yeah, you can ban them and delete them. But otherwise, let me argue with them. I just got off. Bitch got a word. All right. Oh, right. No, welcome in, Noe. I forgot to go into my sales pitch. Hold on. Those are the sales pitch. Cash App. Okay, please support the channel. We need the channel support, and we do get support. I really do appreciate everyone who's supported. We do get some support, so please continue to support. We got the Cash App right here. I really love to buy me a coffee. You guys, I know Joe doesn't want me to tell you. But I'm not going to say much about it. But our good friend Joel. Man, God bless that guy, man. God bless that guy. That guy he's just doing God's work. And whoever doesn't think so can get the fuck on out of here immediately. I mean, but oh, Joao, Joao sent me some very nice, kind comments, encouraging. Joao sent me some encouraging words, and then Joao sent me some support on Buy Me a Coffee. Um, and it was just so flattering and so and encouraging and touching, and that's the thing about Joel. See, he puts his uh it's he puts his actions behind his words. So Joe is a person that like he says, what you see is what you get, and it's absolutely true. So am I. What you see is what you get. And old Joe, he said kind words, and then he sent some buy me a coffee support, and I messaged him back and I said, look, little Joe. Uh, Little Prof, my little son, has been begging for a water blaster gun, like a water gun, a water blaster, and summer's approaching now, so I've been considering getting him a nice water gun, and with Little Joe's contribution, I thought, you know what I'm going to do with that? Instead of keeping it for myself, I'm going to take that contribution and I'm going to go buy Little Prof a really nice water blaster. Since summer's coming and we got neighbor kids, and so him and the neighbor kids will be able to do water gun wars in the backyard. And they're already doing. They got walkie talkies, and they got a bunch of toys and what do you call it? Tractor trailers and tractors, and they have different pieces of toys. They can make bridges and they make roads. So they're already having a blast out there in the backyard playing together. And so I'm going to go ahead and buy him a huge water blaster so that he can blast the hell out of the older neighbor kids. But yeah, buy me a coffee is what I guess I'm over here doing a sales pitch for, hey, here is buy me a coffee. And even little Joe sent me a wonderful buy me a coffee. God bless him. And I appreciate that. And here at profpixels.com, I have my photography. Here on the YouTube channel, I have my drone photography free of charge. So if you just want to support by watching the videos, we have plenty of drone photography that I tried to do my absolute best job in making nice drone footage for you guys. That's there. And here at the Prof Spread Shop, that's the various, I don't know, T-shirts and cups and stuff. So anyway, that's all the support pathways, and I just appreciate all you guys do to help me out on an ongoing basis. But let's see. I'm trying to catch up with the chat now. Scott says it's been an interesting day. Yeah. And I want to talk about that anyway. So like I said, I'm not going to read through it, but I'm going to talk about I wanted to get into some reaction, but just a minute. Let me continue to say hi to everyone. Welcome in, Sabina. And I'm so glad it's your first live. God bless you. Thanks for coming in, Sabina. Y'all hate me, and I was trying to stick up for us. We don't hate you. Oh, yeah, we do have a troll in here. This Noe's Big Titties. Noe's Big Titties. Okay. Noe's Big Titties. Let me ask you this. Do you have a penis and a vagina, or do you just have a penis? Or do you just have a vagina? Or do you have a penis but act like you have a vagina? I'd like to know Noe's Big Titties, because I'm trying to put a name to your account. Okay. All right. Super Soaker. That's what I'm getting at, French. That's what it's called. Super Soaker. Oh, here's a troll. Here's a troll. Laura. Okay, you guys want to know about Laura? She's a fucking troll. She's been hounding my ass forever. Laura, get the fuck out of here. No one's asking for a coffee to buy him a water blaster. I'm saying that I'm going to use the money to buy him a water blaster from Mr. Little Joe, so that Little Joe is not giving me a gift, but Little Joe is giving Little Prof a gift. That's the point. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Like, you're literally obsessed. You should find another enemy. I'm not your enemy. Okay? What's fucking wrong with you, chick? All right. All right. What's up, Lambert Co? What's up, Lambert Co? All right. That's a Frost comment. Yeah, you think it's Frost? Well, I'm not going to get back to the penis vagina jokes because we already know it's Frost. Okay. All right. Yeah, but the point I'm getting at with Little Joe is it's like Little Joe is buying Prof a gift. If I take the buy me a coffees and I go get the water blaster, then it's like I'm going to tell Little Prof that Little Joe got it for him. I mean, I don't know what the fucking gaslighting shaming me for. Like, hey, look, guess what? I'm not ashamed for accepting support for the 15 hours a day that I work on this. I'm not look, you'll never shame me for accepting support. That's why I got monetized. That's why I have all the support pathways. I don't give a shit. This channel right here is about what I want to say. Okay. This channel right here is not about trying to be virtue signaling, holier than thou, and all that shit. Okay, this channel is so that I can sit on my channel and say what I want to say. No, you're a troll because you're hating. Okay, okay, you're coming here with hateful comments. There's absolutely no reason for you to try to shame me about buying a water gun for Little Prof and telling him that Little Joe gave it to him because I want him to know Little Joe as an uncle. Okay, I'm going to tell him your Little Joe is like your uncle. So that's why I'm shaming you. And you can get the fuck out of here. You're lucky I haven't banned you. And actually, I thought I had banned you. Like, I don't know how you're in here at all because I'm pretty sure I banned you from the channel. So actually, I'm banning you now. Goodbye. Okay. All right, let's see. Hey, Judy Hathaway. Have I already said hi to you? Or are you just stepping in? Anyway. I'm listening to my live again, but I still don't think I've done anything wrong. I bet Joe would like the idea. Yeah, that's why I didn't really want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it, but I'm trying to give Prof a gift and say, hey, it's from Mr. Joe, and then show him Joe on the computer and say, hey, that's Joe. That's Joe. Joe's a gift from Joe. I mean, what's the fucking problem here? You guys are absolutely insane. Like the Delphi murders case attracts the most mentally ill individuals I've ever seen in my life. And that's true. I mean, I talk about it with people regularly. I really do. Uh, the Delphi murders case is infested with mentally ill individuals, and you've got your examples right in the chat already. And the funny thing is, I've just started. I haven't even greeted everyone, and the mentally ill are already flooding in to try to sabotage my good mood. Frenchie says, I don't like sending money through YouTube. They take 30%. I hate YouTube management and their policies. I hate YouTube because they hated me. Well, they do. They do. It's amazing. It's amazing how shitty YouTube is because they take so much of the super chats and all that shit, like the super chats. It's just so funny because when you say if you send a certain size super chat, by the time I see that it comes through into my super chat intake in my in the back of the channel, I'll see that a super chat came through, and I'm like, "Whoa, who sent $12? Oh, that was a 1999. Okay, okay, I get. It's crazy. All right, so Scott says, Sonia, since you're bringing up, what exactly was you doing? You kept cutting Julie off. It was rude. I get banned. Oh, if I get banned from whoever, oh well, I thought it was rude. Yeah, well, how would I say it? Here's the one thing that I didn't like, Sonia. Um, I think Sonia, the thing that frustrated me, Sonia, was your argument with what's his name, Ron. I felt bad for Ron, okay, because Ron was talking, and it's sort of like I think you upset Ron, and that upset me because Ron was hitting on a very good point, okay, and I know you don't know because you're not in the U.S., but at least I assume you're not. But what Ron was getting at is this judicial system in the United States of America is the most corrupt enterprise you've ever seen in your life. Okay. And he was hitting on it. He was hitting on it. And guess what? It was more corrupt, okay, before 2017. So you should have seen in the era of the 1990s, the early 2000s, the system was so much more corrupt, okay? But because of the change of administrations over time, there was a lot that was done to uh, to stem some of the corruption in the judicial system across the board, and there was a lot of positive work done. But you got to understand, it's so immensely corrupt that it's still rife with corruption. And I think what you're seeing is that the good old the Delphi murders case is um, the good old Delphi murders case is a prime example, and it's a really, I mean, I think at the end of the day, this is going to be a positive for the United States of America, okay? Because this is the type of case that's going to be necessary. Okay, you got to think about this. This is not a case involving politicians, as far as uh, that the corruption of the judge is about one politician versus another. Okay, so we've seen a lot of that. And that sort of thing, it's hard to use as a demonstrative of the corruption. Okay. However, the Delphi murders case, because it's really about uh, victims and accused, we're able to bypass that politics. So what we can talk about is judicial corruption uh, outside of the context of presidential politics, okay, or local heated political parties. So we're talking about judicial corruption, and it's being evidenced by victims versus accused. Okay, and what's good about it is this is proving to the world the absolute problem with prosecutorial misconduct and judicial corruption. And Indiana being the example, and the Delphi murders case uh, being the billboard. Okay, so what we're seeing now is that on this billboard for corruption, you're seeing the prosecution and law enforcement collude to railroad an individual, whether he's guilty or not. Okay, because none of us, I don't care what any of you think, I literally don't. None of us have any knowledge whatsoever about Richard Allen's innocence or guilt. We don't. Okay, but here's what we do have. We have absolute knowledge of the fact that he's being railroaded, he's being mistreated, and both the law enforcement, the prosecutor, and the judge seem to be involving themselves in some sort of malpractice in directing it at this individual for whatever purposes. Okay, so if he's involved in and they're railroading him in that way, then there has to be a reason they're doing it. And if he's not involved and they're railroading him in that way, then there's also a reason that they're doing it. But it would seem that regardless of what the particulars of the situation is, the fact is that this individual is being railroaded, which is not what it's supposed to be about in our constitutional form of government, in this constitutional republic. Okay, well, what we are supposed to do, that man is innocent. He has constitutional rights as an innocent man and protections that are going to take care of him until he's proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, for the most part, by a jury of his peers in the criminal justice system, which has not happened yet and probably will not happen. But the point I'm hitting at is that today, what we saw, okay, so what did we see today? Well, it was funny. It was funny as I read through it, okay, as I evaluated, and then I started speaking to people who were calling me, and I called, and vice versa. There were a litany of responses, and it was really funny because my response was one of joy. Okay, my response to this drop was one of joy, was one of gratitude, was one of somewhat of humor, okay? Because I read it and I said, well, damn, this is absolutely 100% spot on what I've been saying for a year, and what I've been thinking and what I've been talking to people with behind the scenes. I've known absolutely uh, that all of this in this document is what was going on, okay? And we've been talking about it. And as I've spoken with people behind the scenes on a fucking revolving door, I've been saying all of these things in this document. I'm saying, like the guy's not eating, his life has been threatened, his family's life has been threatened. He's kept in deplorable conditions. I mean, look at the status of his mental and physical health. Has deteriorated to such an extent. After he was apprehended and placed into the facility, you saw his quick deterioration. And I was repeating that, and I was saying those confessions are not anything, because he's guarded by odinous guards and he has all the criminals around him calling him a baby murderer or something to that effect, a child killer. Okay, we knew that a year ago. Okay, that was a word on the street that prisoners were letting out of the prison, that yes, everyone was screaming and yelling 24/7 at him, and we knew that. We knew he wasn't eating. We knew he was mentally unwell. We knew because of the questions: is my wife alive? Is my wife okay? Is my family alive? Is my family okay? We knew that his family was being threatened. Then we learned that there were Odinist guards. Okay, well, what do you fucking think those Odinist guards were saying to this man after you have very good indicators that there were probably some sort of Odinist type individuals involved in this crime? Okay. So we had this whole ball, okay, of understanding of what's been going on with this guy in those facilities. Okay, we had a very good idea, and I forgot to mention not only that, but remember, I keep hitting on the fact that as soon as Jerry Holman became aware in his deposition that the defense was aware of some Odinist aspects, something like that, or at least some people, some questions about some Nordic beliefs or symbolism, and that sort of line of reasoning coming across in his deposition. Remember that within less than a week, those patches disappeared from the Odinist guards. Okay, so we knew all of this. Okay, we knew all of this. So as this document dropped today, and these documents, and I read the important one, and I read through that thing, and I read everything. I said, wow, this is just amazing, because this is spelling out exactly what we already knew to be true. We already knew those confessions were unsubstantiated and coerced, or at least given under duress. We knew that he was being mistreated from day one, just due to his physical and mental deterioration. And not to mention the way that he's walked around like Hannibal Lecter. He's got the shock vest. He has these Odinist guards escorting him everywhere. As he was speaking with his attorneys, they make him face the camera. They put a camera right on his lips. They record his legal advice sessions. We got word off the street that he was being hit with that shock collar, or whatever you want to call it, the shock vest. We had so many reasons to have full and complete understanding of what's going on with this guy behind the bars. Okay. And so this document dropped today. People got such a variety of reactions to. For instance, there's one young lady who I spoke to. She was in tears. When I heard her voice started cracking immediately, and she went into tears. And I told her, I basically said, look, I know, yes, it's upsetting, but here's the good thing. There's a positive aspect to this. This is what we have been saying. Okay, this is what we have known. So that's my takeaway on the news that dropped today. And like I said, there were so many who covered it. Bob Mata, Teresa, everyone went live. Joe went live. Everyone covered it. I don't see the need to read it to you again for the fucking third or fourth time tonight. We'll get into it in a few days and take a really close look with a magnifying glass at it and pick it apart like we like to do. But But I mean, the overall takeaway here is, come on, you all have known what has happened. The only people who have denied it, all right, are the ass licking shills of the prosecution, and I don't have to name them. You know who they are. They are the creators who always say the same things, okay, and who hate us so violently. They really hate us. Um, so let's see. But yeah, like I said, that was the pulse. I put my finger on the pulse of the situation. That's what we got. Okay. Okay. Is it just me, or are all these evil haters are locals? Yes, they're all locals except for the couple who are paid. Okay. Here's the other thing. Look, people have been paid. Okay. Bottom line. How do we know? There's receipts. People have been paid. It's not me. It's not little Joe. You know, it's not us. Okay, but people have been paid. Those exact evil haters who you are discussing have been paid. There are receipts. Quitting smoking tomorrow. Great job, Freckle. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, so you're still talking about the live for Little Joe? Yeah, it was a great live. I wish that I really wish that Ron would have stayed on or come back on and finish his thought process, because it sounds like he had a lot to say, but I knew where he was headed with it, which is this corrupt fucking judicial system in the United States. It's a problem. And like I said, my takeaway is that maybe the Delphi murders case will be a blessing for all of us, in that it can be used as an example, okay, outside of a political arena, where people can actually take it in without immediately being triggered. Okay. Prosecution should not be allowed to bluff a conviction. They are bluffing. Okay, I have to close up shop. My building's shutting down for the night. Good night to all. Stay safe, stay in prayer, stay awesome. Good night, Frenchie 6290. God bless you, and take care of yourself out there. All right. Okay. Okay, God bless you all. God bless you all. Yeah, Sonia, don't be dramatic. Everyone's over it. Let's just talk about what we want to talk about right now, so that we can. I want to do a quick hitter tonight. It's already late, so I don't want to be on for 3 or 4 hours tonight. There ain't no way. We're gonna be quick. Okay. Yeah, Sonia, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. What is happening? Hi, welcome in. False confession proven. Yeah, for the most part. For the most part. I mean, I think it's very clear. Okay, because we had a whole bunch of dickheads out there. You know who they are. I'm not going to name them, but I guarantee you know who they are. They've been saying, "Hey, I ain't confessed." You know, the whole bag, like the party line is, he's confessed. He ain't gonna. He confessed. He's a killer who confessed. Well, hold on, hold on. You can't just say that. Okay, yes, he may have provided a confession under duress and under threats to his wife and child, his family, his self. But could he partially have confessed honestly if he's involved? Yes. Could he completely have made everything up 100,000%? Yes. Whatever it takes to shut them up, get him off his ass? Yes. Uh, Yet we, the people, have no recourse to put a stop to this entrapment before it's too late. Goal is setting up this trial to convict Richard Allen no matter what. All the evidence showing others are guilty. Yeah, that's the thing. She has a whole lot of pull, but I think the real power here is going to be in jury selection. Okay. All right. Jury selection. There's no complaint I have about Julie Melvin. Okay, Julie's a great lady. She's a people hate her because she's pretty much the smartest fucking lady in this whole arena. Okay, Julie Melvin, she's a warrior. She's 100% right on most of the time. She's a smart lady with a big heart, and she knows what the fuck she's talking about for the most part. And she has direct experience. Okay, key. This is key. She has direct experience in the first days with family and word on the street. You don't want to look that gift horse in the mouth. Okay. What's up, Just James? Welcome on in. Well, hey, you don't catch the replay. Stay here for now. I'm just getting started. You haven't missed anything. All right, Nancy Drew. What up, Nancy Drew? Come on in. Come on in, Come on in, Nancy Drew. All right, Lisa, Carol, Four Pits. Come on in, Four Pits. Everyone, come on in. Has anybody looked through the intel that Hunting Evil has released? Hell yeah. He's released a lot of good shit. He's on the nuts of the Kokomo crew and the meth trafficking organization who's at the center of these murders. You'll find out one day. Okay. Megan Allen, Garrett Kurtz, Gabe Ellis, that whole fucking crew. You think they weren't involved in this? What was revealed in the filings today? Just everything about his treatment since he's been detained. And that's another point I made with my lovely friend on the telephone. I said this to her. I said, look, here's the thing about this. Okay, here's the thing about all of this. What's the purpose of this guy being in a prison right now? Okay. What's the purpose of this guy being in that facility or in any facility? Anyone wants to say it before I go on? Okay, because I have the very quickest, briefest, simple answer. So what is the purpose of this man being locked up right now? I'm just asking you. Come on. No. Hold on, Shibby. Before you answer, let me caveat. Ideally, okay, technically and ideally, what is the purpose supposed to be of him being held? Not what is it? I'm not asking yet. What is it being used as? I'm saying what should ideally be the purpose for him being held until trial? Okay. Well, the purpose, I'll just make it easy, okay, instead of waiting. The purpose of him being held right now is simply that. Okay, it's simply that. He's being held. Okay, here's the actual purpose of him being in any facility. He's supposed to be held so that he doesn't run away and avoid trial. Okay, the whole purpose is that he's being held safely, housed safely until his trial comes, because he's innocent. He's technically innocent. Technically, according to the law, the letter of the law, he is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, which has not happened yet. So the purpose of him being detained right now is to be held safely until trial, so that he makes it to trial and appears there. Because the feeling is that if he was not being held for trial, he may try to never show up at trial. Okay? So what's supposed to happen is, ideally, he would be told, hey, your trial is at a certain date. Okay? So you just go and you live your life. You're a free man until the date of your trial. And when your trial comes, you have to come to court. Okay? But in America, we have something called pre-trial detention, because it's not believed that people will show up for court. So in certain cases, they take people and they detain them before their trial so that they are held safely and are forced to show up for their trial. And we call it pre-trial detention. Okay? Well, if you were to consider, if this was your son, if this was you, if this was your cousin, your husband, your wife, your daughter, if you would consider that this was anyone that you know, and anyone, let's take the person most dear to you. If we would consider this is the person most dear to you, and you would think, okay, they've been charged with this thing, but they are innocent until proven guilty. So they are now, the court has ruled that they are going to be forced to be detained pre-trial. Okay, that's acceptable. But what should it look like? Okay, what should it look like for someone being detained pre-trial? Well, it should look like they're in a very decent facility. It should look like they're not being abused. it should look like nothing is more than it has to be. You know, it should look like they get sunlight, they get adequate nutrition, they get adequate exercise, they get adequate health care immediately. If there's a health issue that arises, they should have immediate first class quality care. They should have all their needs met, and they should be protected so that they are safe and nothing bad happens to them, like getting beat, getting tortured, getting abused, threatened, or coerced. Nothing should be happening. Your person should be safely held, and you should be able to be confident that they're safely held. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to work here. Now, if you take that as your baseline understanding of what it should be, what it should be, okay, and hopefully what this country may get to someday, you put that in your mind, okay, and then you think about Richard Allen. First, you think about where he's been. You think about Westville, okay. First of all, you think about where he's being held, in a moldy, dirty, cold, intense supermax type facility. Okay, you think about he's being held in the most deplorable type of facility. Okay, that's one thing. Then you think about what has been done to him. Okay, he has not received adequate medical care. He has not received adequate nutrition. He has not received daylight, exercise, mental care. Plus, you add on that the other bad things. He's been abused, threatened, coerced, neglected, traumatized. Okay, now, remember we just went through all of these ideas, you know, what should and what shouldn't be, because remember, this is still an individual who ideally should be able to be walking around freely on the face of the earth, you know, doing what he wants to do, sleeping in his own bed, because he's not proven guilty by a jury of his peers in the court of law. He's still technically innocent. He's only being held to ensure that he shows up for his trial. So, how do you rectify what you're seeing with what it's supposed to be? There's no two ways around it. You can't. Okay, this guy, and that's what I'm saying about reading this document. It should be received as good news for everyone. It should be, because we already know this. Okay, we know he's abused. We know he's neglected. We know he's held in a place and in a way and in an environment that he should not be held in. We know that he's been mentally unwell, physically unwell, threatened, bullied, coerced. We know all these things, and we've known it for a year now. So that's why I received today's documents as good news, because, hey, it's just validation. Okay, it's validation. Now, will there be more related to it? Yes, more will come. Remember, this is not disclosure or discovery. This is a defense filing laying out some basics. So it's like bullet points. It's not a thorough proof and evaluation of everything that's reality. It's just the basic outline of some points. But I thought it was important to kind of make these comments about that, okay, about this, because I called it the post-circus wrap up, because certainly today, this has all been a circus from the beginning with the arrest of Richard Allen. I mean, everything's been a circus. The whole thing with the cameras, right? The cameras is a circus, because she surely was able and willing and big on having the cameras in the courtroom to be able to intimidate Baldwin and Rozzi and say, hey, there's cameras out here. So if you don't fucking recuse yourself now, you're getting the fuck out of here. You're going to go out there and I'm going to embarrass you in front of those cameras. See, she had cameras for that purpose. Where else have you seen cameras? Where else has this unhinged maniac of a judge had cameras so that you can see what's going on? No, everything's been under seal. Everything's has had a complete lack of transparency. Right? Is it not true? I mean, I listen to everyone around the world comment on this. I listen to attorneys who've done this for 50 years. Okay? I mean, this case here, no one's ever seen anything like it. Your lack of transparency, the complete unhinged nature of the prosecutor and the judge, I mean, and the law enforcement. People are looking at this prosecution and saying, no, I've never seen anything like this. Looking at the lack of transparency, I've never seen anything like this. Okay? And I'm me. And I'm talking about professionals in the field, people who 40, 50, 30, their whole careers. People for their whole have seen the inner workings of court and prosecutors, law enforcement, and all these things. People have watched this type of shit go on for 30, 40, 50 years. They are saying that they haven't seen anything like this. So are we making this up? Is this make-believe because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about? Because the gaslighters, they look at us, okay, what their whole approach to the talking point is, yeah, well, they don't know. This is how it always works. No, it's fucking not how it always works. You know how we know it's not how it always works? Because we talk and we watch and we listen to attorneys around the world comment on this, and what they all say is of one accord. This is not how it works. This is a complete lack of transparency. This is a complete railroading from the prosecutor and the law enforcement. And I mean, we know that. I mean, so it's like we see it ourselves, but we also see that same response from all of these professionals. All right, so let me go ahead and look at this chat. I'm sorry I've been ranting. Okay. Find someone not in the Dropbox. Phony search warrant to get access to gun. Run bullet through. Arrest and treat like POW. Get confession. Get plea. No trial. That was the plan. Yeah, and you know what's funny about that? That's fucking spot on. That's fucking spot on. Treat like POW. Get confession. Get plea. And if you ever pay attention to these incentivized individuals who provide commentary, how long have they been saying, he's going to plea, he's going to plea? Yeah, right. You think he's going to plea? Incarcerated, not tortured. When we get sentenced, it's to confinement, not abuse. Yeah. And that's called after you're found guilty by a jury of your peers, right? Or after you plead guilty. It's not before, you know. But yeah, Jojo, this is what I was hinting at, okay? This is what I was hinting at. Why the railroading, okay? Why the railroading? Why the railroading? Because making that one man guilty means no one else is. I mean, can we agree upon that simple fact? By making this one man guilty means no one else is. And that's the point. If you ask me, in the most simple way, as I imagine it, to convey would be to say, one man's guilty, that means no one else is. Bottom line. No one else is guilty. Just him. Okay? Okay, Jojo says, I've been sick the last 2 weeks and just started trying to catch up the last 3 days. Who did Hunting Evil name? Well, he named everyone important. Okay. If you watch his last video, it will give you the trail that leads to his conclusion. Just the name will not justify why he thinks it is this person. Take a video. Oh, Lambert Co., you lost me. Oh, I see. He names a killer. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go watch it. There's no kill. That's the thing. It's not a killer. That's the my opinion. I keep getting pissed off when that term comes up. A killer. I don't think it's like a killer. No. We're not dealing with a killer. Not in my opinion. We're dealing with killers. Killers. Lambert called the video in which he plays his old recording meeting with Benziger. Yeah, I may need to catch up too. I'm kind of missing with whatever the fuck Lambert Co's talking about. But my point is this: there's no killer. There's killers. The killers, in my opinion, they're tied to two very specific things: sex trafficking, meth trafficking, sex meth, meth sex, sex meth, sex meth. Okay, sex and meth. Sex and meth. That's my opinion, which means Dropbox, the club. I mean, really what it means is a club. Okay, what does the club mean? Dropbox. What does the Dropbox mean? The club. What does the club and Dropbox mean? The meth. I don't fucking get it. You're dealing with one fucking thing. It's called the club that likes meth and sex. Boom. These girls end up dead. Okay, you guys look. I'll tell you this. Sonia, stop complaining. Everyone else, stop complaining at Sonia, please. Okay. Yes. Sonia, just relax, Sonia. We don't like the thing is I think people were not too happy with how would I put it? I mean, I can't speak for anyone else. I'm saying what I wasn't happy with was that Ron got upset. Okay. The others say that it was something about Julie. I mean, Julie talked a lot. I'm okay with Julie's performance. I was sad. You know, personally, I'll put it like this. I was sad that Ron went away because I wanted Ron to talk because it sounded like he was really about to say some great things about the judicial corruption. So I'm a little upset that Ron left. But listen, everyone, let's relax because it's water under the bridge. Sonia's learning. She probably doesn't go on lives and discuss with people often. So that's an art form. Trust me, just like sitting up here and talking to you guys is an art form. But let's move beyond Little Joe's show because listen, at the end of the day, it was still wonderful and constructive. Okay, because Julie got to talk a lot, and we got to hear from Ron for 5 seconds. But I mean, like I was saying earlier, Julie, she went above and beyond the call of duty in responding to my shack comment. Okay, which because I prodded her about the shack, and man, she not only gave us the shack talk, but then she went on and on about other things that I didn't expect her to. And you know, I've talked with Julie before. You know, I'm aware of a lot of her thoughts, but that's why I give her kind words. You know, Julie's not bad. Julie's not bad. Okay, so did the chat just stop? I'm not seeing any more chat. Okay. So anyway, that's my takeaway. And if the chat doesn't, if no one's chatting, I'll just shut it down. Could kind of end the show. We don't have to keep going. Ooh, shit. Pardon me. Did someone say fuck off and die? I can't see that. I don't know. Where is it? Did someone delete it? Come on, guys. Please don't tell anyone to fuck off and die. Not in my channel. I don't see it, though. But let me ask you this: did someone say to fuck off and die in um in my chat, or was that on some other channel that I have no control over? Come on, come on. Let's be realistic here. Did someone say fuck off and die in my chat just now? Just now, the past 30 minutes? If so, who said it so I can go and find it, delete it, and tell them that's not allowed? If it happened on another channel, I mean, what do you expect from me? If it's happened in another channel, I can't control that. Screenshot it and email it to me, because I will take that serious. No one's going to tell anyone or their kids to fuck off and die. Okay? I don't want fuck off and die in my channel. Okay? That's not the type of people we are here. But let's just come on. Let's not derail. Let's not derail. Okay, Carol. I don't see Carol saying fuck off and die. I see shut up and listen. And get over it. Shut up and listen, get over it. All right. Anyway, please, guys, come on. Let's not say fuck off and die. I see fuck off. Fuck off is not fuck off and die. And where's your son? Where's your son come into play? Come on, guys. Let's not be real talking about dumb shit. Anyway, I don't know, but killers is what I was getting at. Killers with an S. Okay, so I think the attempt here, okay, I'll tell you what it was. I believe this leader has blood on his hands, not only him, but including him. If you watch Hunting Evil's last 4 videos, it exposes a lot of intel. I'll go and watch. I'll catch up. Yeah, but hey, Lisa, that's what I'm saying. Kokomo crew. Okay, here's the thing. People always separate Garrett Kurtz from the Kokomo crew. It's no separation. And actually, there's no separation from the Delphi guys and the Kokomo guys, just like there's no separation from the Rushville guys and the Delphi guys. Okay, can we get that? Can we get that in our heads? I mean, Todd Click displayed that to us very specifically and clearly, that there's no separation between the Rushville and between the Rushville and the Delphi. Brad Holder and Patrick Westfall. So Brad Holder was going to see Patrick Westfall every fucking weekend. Every weekend. Pardon me. Okay, so that's why I've always liked Little Mike, because Little Mike, in my opinion, his expertise is Kokomo Crew. My opinion is that this Kokomo Crew, along with some of the Delphi guys, were part of the crew that were involved in these murders. Okay, it's a big group. I mean, look, this shit is so fucking infuriating. Raffi has been telling you for years it's a big group that was involved in this, and I don't disagree. I don't disagree. A big group. It was a big group. Now, can we name every member of the group? No. But we do. Do we have a good idea about some of the names of the group? Oh yeah. The feeling here, there's a Dropbox involved. Okay. There's some incentive to these people to kill these girls. So what does that eliminate in my mind? Okay, well, it eliminates some sort of random, spastic, sexual gratification like these idiot creators want you to believe. They want you to believe that Richard Allen didn't get no pussy, so he wanted to get some young pussy, so he chased the girls off the end of the bridge to try to rape them and satisfy some sexual desire. Okay, do you guys get the vibe from some of these creators, who I will not mention? These creators want you to believe that Richard Allen needed some pussy, so he decided he was going to get some kids' pussy, chasing these girls off the end of the bridge. I mean, can we talk like grown adults here? Now, I just so do we really feel that this guy's just going for a walk on the trail there? He's gonna go check out the high bridge, and like he needs sex so bad, or he's just a freak, a weirdo, and he's like, oh look, two girls. Oh, look at those two girls, Abby and Libby. I should just go ahead and take them now so I can have sex with them down there in the woods by the creek. Or hey, maybe I'll take them down there and I'll call my buddy and have my buddy drive the car, and I'll put him in the car. I mean, is that the fantasy world shit they want you to believe? Yeah, that's what they want. That's what they wanted you to believe for years. That some guy, oh look, two girls. I guess I'll just decide in broad daylight at 3 in the afternoon, in broad fucking daylight where there's other people around. I guess I'll just decide, hey, I haven't had sex in a while, and look, two little girls. I guess I'll take them, and then I'll get my sex, and then I won't think about anything else up until the moment I kill him. I'll just be thinking about that, and then I'll kill him, and then I'll take a long time putting sticks on them and shit and moving their bodies, and then I'll just mosey on out of here and get my car and go home. I mean, how fucking... All you ladies in the chat who have been out there to that fucking high bridge. Okay, Radar's in the chat. Radar, you been to the high bridge? I mean, give me a fucking break, Radar. Do you really think that some dumbass randomly decides, hey, yeah, guess I'll take these two girls off the end of the high bridge because I don't have no sex for my wife? It's not the way the shit works. Not in this instance. Yes, that happens to people at times, but not in this crime. There's too many variables that don't add up. Okay. There's too much. I mean, you have from every angle. Like I told Lil Joe not long ago, I said, no matter any way you slice it, it comes back to the same thing. Any way you slice it. Okay. There's no fucking way that is what happened. Now, let's say you had a bunch of guys And what I mean by a bunch, I don't know, fucking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. Say you had a bunch of fucking guys out there. And let's say these guys are not in a right state of mind. Let's say they're methed up, or let's say they are in some sort of sexual fucking fantasy scheme operation, and that money's at the end of the road for them. So let's say it ain't the sex, but the money's going to be a result. So, hey, we know we're dealing with people who regularly filmed porn. Okay. So let's say that the whole thing is like, hey, if I make this little kiddie porn with these girls in some way, we'll be able to sell it. We can get fucking 250 grand out of these two girls right now. Okay. Well, you could have some situation like that, you know, or like I've thought for quite a while that it was accidentally or randomly where there's some other shit going down where there's a lot of money involved, and these girls walk into it, and then they figure they got to do something with these girls. I mean, those things may actually make sense. Then you have enough people to control these girls. You know, you got 4 or 5 guys out there, or 10 or 20. You got a large amount of guys out there. You got enough people to control 2 girls. They never have to go through the creek, ever. They might end up in the creek after they're dead, but they don't have to go through that creek to end up on the Ron Logan side. Because if you got 5, 10, 15, 20 guys out there, shit, those girls never have to enter that water until you're done with them. So, anyway, I don't know why I'm going into the crime. I have no clue why I'm deviating down that rabbit hole, but anyway, it's crazy. I guess just making the point that it's crazy the shit they expect you to believe. You know, that this guy in broad daylight randomly decided, hey, I just need some sex. I'm going to chase these 2 girls off the end of the bridge. Pretty sure that's going to work out for me, and I guess I'll just have sex with them down there by the creek. I mean, that's. Lambert Co says, why are the release posts from Tina Rodell about her daughter admitting to stabbing a girl at the bridge on the 13th? Admission that she helped her daughter clean up the bloody aftermath. You know what I've always believed, Lambert Co? I've always believed that all that Tina Rodell shit is spot the fuck on. So is the Eric Williams. Okay? So the way that I've come to settle my nerves about it is I've looked at, if you can somehow imagine a scenario where the Tina Rodell ideation, all of that stuff, and the Eric Williams theory and the Carrie Williams theory, if you can tie all of those together, you come out with a actual situation. Okay, and what is that actual situation? You had a bunch of teenagers types down there cooking or selling meth for several days out there, consuming it as well. You had a whole bunch of fucking partying going on for several days. The girls get brought into it, whether they're lured into it or whether they stumble into it. Whatever the case may be, how they end up in it, it really is less important. Because at the end of the day, what the fact is, in my opinion, you had a whole bunch out there. The girls end up with them. The result, it's like an equation. It's like a whole bunch of dudes partying. Well, let me do it this way. Okay, right here. Whole bunch of dudes partying for a couple days, meth out of their mind and spiced out of their mind and drunk out of their mind. Okay. Plus girls coming into the situation equals dead. Okay, why? Let me break it down again, even further. Okay, right here. What is this situation? I'm saying you got all of this situation where you got Tina Rodell saying everything she said. Okay. You got Eric Williams saying it was a meth lab the girls walked into. You got Carrie Williams saying that there were some guys cooking meth in the woods that very day and the girls stumbled into it. Okay, you got oh, what else am I missing? Because I can't keep up with it all, but you got all that shit, right? You got all that shit about all. Oh no, what I was going to get at is you got Garrett Kurtz and Chris Mathers on Open Secrets running their mouths. Okay, so you got all that shit happened. Okay, all those storylines: Tina Rodell, Carrie Timmons, Eric Williams, and Garrett Kurtz and Chris Mathers on Open Secrets. You got all of that shit. Okay, plus the girls come into the situation somehow. Equals the girls are dead. It's my theory. Whoa, is that? Hey, baby, type some more about that. Type some more about that. Ron rescued mirrors from cooks in the cemetery. Talk some more about that shit, Radar. Please elaborate. Yeah, look, Sonia, email it to me. Email it to me, please. Come on, let's stop. Let's stop. All right. So let's see what I'm missing. Oh, Lamberco says this is stronger evidence than Elvis's. Well, Elvis could have been there with them. That's what I'm saying. So in this hypothetical situation, it doesn't exclude Patrick Westphal or Elvis Fields. Okay, it says that a whole bunch of meth heads were out there cooking or selling or partying, no matter what. It's a whole bunch of fucking meth heads out there for a couple days down at Ron's, or at least not necessarily in his house, but in the vicinity of Deer Creek, possibly using his house to use the bathroom, go get some water, whatever. You got a whole situation, okay, with a whole bunch of people, could include Elvis Fields and Brad Holder or Patrick Westphal. Who the fuck knows? It could include a lot. Could include Megan Ellen and Garrett Kurtz and all those named and a fucking Gabe Ellis in it. Okay, you got a whole bunch of people cooking, smoking, selling, whatever they're doing out there for a couple days. And I mean on the weekend. So this is a weekend thing. So they're there for the weekend. The whole big meth party out there on Deer Creek. It's an equation, remember? Plus, okay, so you got a whole bunch of people out there on Deer Creek. Plus, the girls walk into it or get lured or get brought. Somehow those two girls are into it. Dead. It's my hypothetical right now. Which means that little Mikey is important because he's referencing those guys. He's referencing Tina Rodell, which means Open Secrets is important because it's their own words, which means the Frank's Memorandum is important because that's their own words. And unfortunately, it would also indicate that everything the family said has pretty much been untrue because the timeline would be different. You know, we would not be dealing with the fantasy world timeline of the 13th dropping off at the bridge and the whole big fucking fantasy world story about dropping them off at the bridge and they go onto the bridge, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit never happened. Okay. Now, if we want to change the timeline, change the location, then the situation might actually be understandable. But what you have to do is totally disregard anything the family's ever said as factual. Now, what you could do is you could take everything the family's been said to go and pick apart and try to understand what the story is. But I would say if you're trying to understand fact, you have to erase the photoshopped images. You have to erase the family story. And then you go and you think about everything else that does seem credible, like the Megan Allen, or the Tina Rodell Also Tina Hicks or Tina Bogart, Tina Rodell, I call her. So you take Tina Rodell. Once again, you take Open Secrets, which is Garrett Kurtz, Chris Mathis, and you take Eric Williams, who said the girls walked into a meth lab, and one of the guys went crazy. Shit went crazy. Uh, and you take Carrie Timmons, who on two separate occasions said there were a bunch of guys out there cooking meth in the woods that day or whatever. And the girls walked into it, saw something that they thought they shouldn't have seen, and figured they had to do something with them. You take that whole ball of wax, you add the girls to it, and boom, you got dead girls. Okay. Now, what else was I going to say? Oh, I was asking Radar to comment further. So, okay, let me see if she commented. Garrett had poofy hair at the time. Yeah, welcome in, C-Star. C-Star, who else is here? Nancy Drew 101. Okay, so Radar says Ron Logan heard old man Sherry Mears screaming for help. Ron went over and started whooping ass and got Sherry out of there. He had stumbled upon the cooks and they weren't happy. Do you know about when that was, Radar? So like a year before or something? When was that, Radarcita? Okay. All right, thank you, Shibby. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. All right. All right. Carol said, fuck off. That's it. Stop. Turn it in, whatever you have to do. Oh my God. Why can we stop about that? All right, let's see. C-Star, hello. Hello. How can, it's terrifying how cold and indifferent Garrett Kurtz is. Open Secrets interviews with Garrett Kurtz and Chris Mathis were very revealing. That's why it's required. What I've said in my little outlines, I've said like required reading, right? Required viewing, the entire Open Secrets channel, basically. Okay. How can law enforcement with a straight face ignore all of this? It's inhumane. Yeah, they've never done their jobs. I mean, Indiana law enforcement, I'm not buying it. I think the feds maybe. Okay, I think maybe FBI is on the case. If you want to know my deep personal feelings, it's about a year before. That's what I was thinking. I've heard that story before, and I had now that I'm thinking back on it, I think when I heard that story that it was like the year before or whatever. But what was I getting at? I think the FBI. Okay, my deep personal feeling. My deep personal feeling is the FBI is on the case. It's gonna happen soon. They're on top of things. That's my deep personal feeling, my gut instinct. My other gut instinct is that Indiana law enforcement from top to bottom has intentionally covered it up and not done their job. From ISP on down to county sheriff on down to Delphi PD. Entire whole fucking law enforcement of Indiana. So isn't that odd? The entire law enforcement of Indiana has fucked this up on purpose to protect people. And the FBI, I believe, is probably on the case doing the right thing. Okay. Proud some mods fixed it. Daisy Dixon Road case Gates time. Okay, I see. And anyway, I guess that's the end of my big fucking rant. I had a whole rabbit hole, I guess we just went down, which is into the crime, which we rarely talk about these days, right? We've been so busy with Richard Allen and with the court that we rarely talk about the actual theories of the crime anymore because everyone's so fucking caught up on the shenanigans in the court system and the shenanigans from the paid trolls on YouTube. All right. Why would the bloodline family go along with this cover up if not involved? Why not want the real killers? Well, because possibly they were involved. I mean, we know Derek was a cook. Okay, see, here's when you put your thinking caps on. If what I'm saying, if it's a whole bunch of meth heads and a whole bunch of meth deal or some kind of meth situation with the sex, then what does this possibly mean? Well, Derek was involved in that game. Okay. I also told you that should you see the crime scene photos, here's the first thing that's going to hit you over the head. The way that Libby is left, okay. I mean, look, I'm sure most of you have seen the crime scene photos. They're fucking everywhere, flying around here. Okay, I mean, sure, these assholes made sure that all these crime scene photos were mass leaked to everyone. So these crime scene photos are everywhere. You should see those crime scene photos. The first thing that's going to come to your mind is like, why in the hell is Libby left like that? And look how they did Libby. And then you're going to think, gosh, that sure could be that almost looks like a message to Derek. It's bizarre how Kay Weber saw lights in the woods for many that suddenly stopped after the murders. Yeah. Yeah, well, there's also the whole rumor, bro. For anyone who doesn't know, who's not a local, I mean, there's a really big rumor that Garrett Kurtz and Ashley Garth were staying out there in the woods at times in a little fucking homemade fucking tent or hut out there in the woods. Garrett Kurtz was staying out there. Ashley would come in and fucking sleep with him. I mean, have you guys not ever heard that whole thing that Garrett Kurtz was staying out in the woods out there? I mean, that's why there would be lights in the woods. If they're living out there, they would use flashlights and probably put up little lanterns and stuff because they're living out there in the woods on the creek. Okay. Patrick Westphal was a very serious guy at the time. He was carrying out orders from inside. He was a key player in several of the prison link groups, recruiting, collecting, passing down orders. I saw little Frank's live. I took screenshots, downloaded it because I knew it was coming down. Gabe was caught with an underage girl with porn and drugs. They dropped everything but the drug charges. I was just reading Patrick Westphal's 2019 Carroll County case. Very interesting, Prof. 14 years old. Yeah, and remember, okay, remember with Cody, she 14 though, but I nutted in her only one time or whatever it is. Okay. Okay. What up, Wade Phillips? Wade Phillips coming in. Hey, what up? What up, Wade Phillips? Haven't seen you in damn. Has it been like months? Welcome in, man. You're always welcome. Everyone is always welcome. Unless you start doing the dumbest shit ever in the chat and then people time you out or get you out of here. But everyone welcome. Everyone always welcome. Everyone lurking, please join the chat. It's good for you. Patrick Westphal, Brad Holder in the military together. Yes, which could not mean anything. It could mean something. Lots of lights, like people passing shit to each other. Kay Weber allegedly made reports, and then poof, it just stopped. Yeah, it stopped because everyone avoided those woods, and that was cursed ground. That was cursed ground after the fucking murders. Man. Little Frank had squares, not circles. Yeah, that means that's law enforcement photos he was using. Okay, because we know who put the circle. So it's not a circle. There's an oval. Okay, the oval over the private area. We now know who put that oval, and I tell you, it's been nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. They all lied about the leaks. Okay, they all lied about the leaks, and none of them still. I know I haven't talked about it in a month or so, but to this day, They all refuse to take accountability. Not one of them has ever stepped forward and admitted exactly what happened with the leaks, except Julie Melvin. Okay, Julie Melvin admitted it, and she provided me receipts. Question for you guys. If Julie Melvin's so fucking bad, Julie Melvin's a liar, and all of this shit about Julie Melvin, because of the hate, why was Julie Melvin the only one who provided me literal receipts for her claims? So not only did she tell me everything, she then provided me receipts. Okay, had a couple others tell me they didn't provide receipts, but for the most part, the main instigators of all of this, they've all lied the whole time, and not one of them has stepped forward and actually told the truth about their part in the leaks. And guess what? There were some parts to be had in the leaks, because I've done my study on it, and I tracked who received what. As I've called people and talked, I said, "What did you receive? Who did you send it to? What were the shapes that were on the bodies? Which photos did you receive?" Okay, I did a study of that nature. And as I started going through that study, it's just so interesting that only the honest people would talk to me. And out of all the honest people, only one provided receipts. That's Julie Melvin. Everyone else just told me their little story. Okay. But the interesting thing is that 90% wouldn't even talk to me about it. So you got 90% of the people that spread these things around and were involved in it. They lied, they sidestepped, they went silent. Okay, so the whole leaks thing still has not been accounted for, and you got a dead guy. Okay, you got a dead guy. All right, what else am I talking about? Radar, one of Patrick Westfall's exes says she was 14 years old when she and Pat got together. I'm not sure how old Pat was. She made it seem like he was over 18. Remember, Patrick Westphal and Brad Holder didn't have the heart to murder the girls. Let's see what that means. No. Brad Holder didn't. Patrick Westphal wanted to go beyond animal sacrifice. So I think Patrick Westphal had the heart to do it. The family chose Derek over their granddaughters. Yes, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. This is so much more to family's involvement than protecting BG. Yeah. I agree with that too. Hey, I'm not disagreeing with that one, Lambert Cove. That's where we are in full agreement. Sorry, it was one square over Libby's lower region, not a circle. The upper part, Libby, had a rectangle. Yeah. So the rectangle is, well, it's even funny about the rectangle, because some of the rectangle, and some of the people spread it, they changed the size of the rectangle. They changed square to circle to oval, back to square, back to circle. I mean, it's just been a constant clusterfuck. They did screenshots to try to cover up the forensics of where they were getting it from and who they were sending it to. So they did the screenshots. It's just, all right. Okay, well, I think I'm good. I think I've caught up now. Now, there was something, Shell's thinking about paranormal files on the bridge. That's a pretty nice video I made. I'd like to post that in the chat. Let's see if I can. I rarely do this. For your enjoyment later. Let's see. I worked hard on this. I work hard on my videos. That's why I rarely do them, because they're so time consuming. Let's see. There it is. Okay. What is the stamp on the pics? We haven't figured that out yet. We haven't figured out what that stamp says or what it is. I'm not convinced that it's even a watermark. I'm still working on what is that fucking stamp, or watermark or whatever it is. I'm still working on that. Yeah, that's the other thing they argue that, oh, well, they never do human sacrifices. Look, we're dealing with fan fiction, fantasy world role players. The shit they're doing is not going to be authentic to to 1,000-year-old tradition. Okay, they're taking elements, they're picking and choosing elements of occultic things here and there, piecing them together in a fucking fantasy world fanboy fashion. They're fanboys. Okay, so they're piecing this shit together in a fanboy fashion. So yeah, for these fucking freaks who are piecing shit together from the occult world in a random fashion and trying to put it together in something, uh, they could very well decide that, hey, we're going to kill this girl and make her a sacrifice. So that whole argument is totally out the window. Yeah, I want to talk about that times and locations for Derek German, because Derek German was at Wilson Bridge. Where do I say all of this shit went down? Put it in the chat. Do you guys know where I say this? Where I am? Where did I say? Where did I say this went down? Okay. Don't you find it interesting that that there's a phone call made from Wilson Bridge? Oh, we know for sure that David Erskine took pics. David Erskine took pics. I mean, there's so much we know. Okay, we're not always going to say everything we know on every fucking show. I mean, it's just bottom line. But David Erskine took pics. He spread them. He also fucking lied for quite a number of years, and even recently. Okay. Uh, who the fuck is Jujitsu 260? I'm giving you 5 seconds. Who are you referring to? Who are you referring to? Jujitsu. Who is this supposed to be referring to? Patrick Westfall. Oh. No one believes my theory. No one believes my fucking theory. All right, so wonder if the defense has Erskine's picks. Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy? Remember this, Radar. Remember all the bullshit. I mean, it's almost like we have to review. It's like every single conversation we have to rehash and remind ourselves, because there's so many points. I mean, this thing is so complex. Remember all the bullshit for years about who actually found girls? I mean, for years, just bullshit, bullshit. Who found the girls? This one, this one, this one. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Never straight answer, never straight answer, never straight answer, never straight answer. Never a single fucking straight answer. Who found the girls? When did they find them? Who blah 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 blah. Remember Joe's show the other day? He was playing the 2019 Crime Con. Con. It's a con, isn't it? It's a nice choice of words. It's a con. It's a crime con. It is okay. The 2019 crime con that Joe was highlighting the other day. You guys remember that? We knew before we were officially told. We knew before we were officially told. What? That they were dead? Yeah. So, question. You knew before you were told that they were dead, murdered. Not saying I don't believe, just saying little Frank said Becky gave him permission to show the. Oh, you can't believe anything that guy says. You can't. Don't ever believe anything that guy says. Does anyone remember Mike Thomas saying that no one told him about the girls missing or asked him to assist in the search? I remember this being said by him. So I don't remember it, but I believe it. Because remember, they didn't tell anyone about that search. Police were not there. Police were not there. It was a volunteer fucking fireman and some some DNR. Volunteer fireman, DNR, and I think Lesenby. And the family. Does that not raise alarm bells? Alarm bells? Welcome in, old Mort. What up, old Mort, new Mort? I miss you. You should come around more often. Prof, in those early days, there was a story about Wilson Bridge that Derek had car trouble in Wilson Bridge, something like that. Does anyone remember? All bullshit. What happened is, all of this shit, I'm pretty sure, took place at Wilson Bridge. All of this shit went down at Wilson Bridge, and Derek was there. Many of those sick bastards are wannabe Odinists. They have little knowledge of the true methodology behind the sacrifices. That's what I'm getting at. It's fan fiction. It's a fanboy shit. That's what I call it. Fanboy shit. It's fanboy Odinists. They just want to be something like that. So they've picked and choose certain little things they put together, and they come up in their mind what the ritual should be, and then it's all nothing authentic about it. And so it's, of course, yeah, they would be the type who start with sacrificing rabbits and cats and shit, and then they move on to fucking Patrick Westfall's. Hey, we should move on. Man. We should find some fucking girls and sacrifice some girls. I've seen double creators in the chats. Yes, it's true, Radar. It's true. Okay, the flat tire was. Oh my gosh, who was it? It was Shane Evans, and it was in town. I think something like that. Is that? Am I remembering correct? Chat, please correct me. Shane Evans and some guys in town or something is blah blah blah, and then he gets on the radio and he said, "I ain't changing a tire." Bullshit. It all sounds like bullshit. When you listen to when you listen to all that radio traffic or the scanner audio, the more you listen to it, the more it seems like it's acting. I'll tell you my analysis of it. My analysis of it, a lot of that radio traffic, one side is full of shit, and the other side is clueless. So what I hear going back and forth for a lot of that is one side is full of shit, which means acting, which means lying, which means guilty, and the other side is clueless, like just somebody who is innocent. Hey, what's up, is a God thing? Yeah, we're getting tired. It's probably going to be time to close out soon. But welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hey, there she. Who manifested Diamond Eyes? Oh my God, I'm so in love. Let's see. Someone was just asking about you. Oh, sweet. Look, look. Oh my God, sweet dude Shibby. You manifested Diamond Eyes. Thank you so much. There she is. I was wondering too. When I read that, I read that, I was like, well, where the hell is my Diamond Eyes? There she is. Oh my God. You got the Okay, Omar says no, but I recall him saying the killing happened at night. Amy, where did the info that the family also took pics come from? David Erskine, he's family. What about the two men on the bridge videoed by a helicopter? I think, I mean, I'm just assuming. I don't know at all. My assumption is that's J. Kyle Keener and an assistant. That's my assumption, but I don't know. I conjured her up. It's me. Hey, you sure did. She just came right over, like literally immediately. He was at Wilson Bridge because a phone pinged there. That's what I'm saying. So in my opinion, it's this. They knew that there was a phone call, there was a phone ping from the Wilson Bridge. So they made up a story to explain it away. Because imagine this. Imagine if there was that phone ping at Wilson Bridge, yet the story never put him at Wilson Bridge. What if the story was always that no, he came the normal way and he just pulled right on into the Mears lot or whatever. So if that was the story, they could never explain why was that ping at Wilson Bridge. So they made up this make-believe story that he went the back way, blah, 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 blah. That's why he happened to call when he was by Wilson Bridge. No, bullshit. I've traveled those roads. You would never go that back way. It's fucking stupid as hell. Those are not good roads. Like, it would absolutely make no sense in the fucking world why you would ever go that back way. So, being that I already have intel or information that I believe to be accurate, that it was at Wilson Bridge, it's a real big red flag. It's like, yeah, well, that would fucking explain why he's made the story, or that would explain why the phone pinged there, because that means they were already there at Wilson Bridge. And what happened is he made up the story that he's driving across Wilson Bridge in order to explain the phone call from Wilson Bridge. But that's my conspiracy theory, allegedly. If I say her name two more times, will she end up in the room besides me? Give it a try. I was with Lucy in the skies. Can't remember who, but somebody verified one guy was a Richard. Something thinking. Yeah, well, that's a bad thing. I mean, Deanna, the fact that all that shit, not only did they delete it from investigators from before all of this went, you know, hit the fan, but now they're telling us the entire family's cell data dump was either deleted or never existed in the first place. So here's a huge item, okay? Where's all the family cell data that you would need to verify all the fucking stories? Okay, you got to verify Kelsey's phone, traveling from A to B, going here, going there. You got to verify the fucking Patties. You got to verify Derek German. You got to verify all of these phones, Cody. You should be able to verify all of these storylines tracking those phones. Where's all that data? You hear my little bubby? He's singing in there. Why didn't he go the normal way? Yeah, because he was already at Wilson Bridge, most likely. I mean, most likely, they were all out there at Wilson Bridge, all of them. So he had to explain why in the fuck he made that call from out there. Thank you so much for your kind words, says Sabina. You got banned today earlier. No, you weren't. Or did you get banned from some other channel? Where did you get banned from? It wasn't here. Or did someone in the replay, was it on the replay and one of the mods timed you out when I was over visiting the neighbors? You guys want to know about my day? Because it was wonderful. I'm saying all the ladies' names 3 times out loud. Can't wait to see you all. Well, I have one in mind. I'll start saying hers now. I hope the defense gets the geofence data. I think it's going to be shocking. Well, we know what the allegations are because you know the Fig Solves is already making. Have you guys seen the allegations of Fig Solves of who the three phones belong to? Lost along with the fucking interviews. Yeah. So you mean you lost the entire first week of interviews? You lost all the family cell data that would be essential in timing out a timeline. Yeah, right. Yeah, he's singing his ABCs. He's in there having a time of his life, but it's bedtime. The way he went was 10 minutes longer. Not only that, it's on shitty fucking little dirt gravel roads, dirty dirt gravelly roads, little tiny dirty dirt gravelly roads. It's not highways. It's not paved. It's not shells. It's like dirt fucking gravelly dirt roads. All right. Yeah, before we get out, because I want to close it down. I want to close it down before we get out. No, I went over to the neighbors because it was just the most gorgeous day ever. It was so unbelievable. So I said, well, it started with Lil Prof because what happened is we were hanging out here, and I was playing the piano, and so I'm playing the piano, and the neighbor pulled up. The guy next door pulled up with pulling a trailer because he went purchase a lot of soil um, because he's establishing some beds. So he's gonna do what I do, which I mix soil with compost for my little garden. So they're doing the same thing, and so he went and he brought that back, and when he pulled in, parked and got settled, he was all tired and shit, and so was the lady. So they poured themselves some glasses of wine. This shit was funny. Poured themselves each a glass of wine, went sit on the front porch with the little 10-month-old puppy they have. They have a little corgi that's 10 months old. And they have it on a leash because it's 10 months old. So, of course, little Prof decides, hey, I want to go over there and see. So he comes and he yells at me. He's like, Daddy, 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 they're out there with the dog. Can I go see? And I hadn't gone visited in a week or so. So I said, oh, shit. Okay, okay. So I said, well, let me go. So we walked out. Well, my 100-pound dog follows right behind us. And I'm like, damn it. Because the big dog is going to go aggravate the old people and the corgi. So I say, no, go back in the house. So I bring him back in the house to shut him in the house. And by that time, little Prof has already ran over. So I'm like, shit. So I lock the dog up. And then I walk over there. And when I walk over there, there's wine everywhere. There's just wine spilled everywhere. I'm like, oh, no. And the dog's jumping, going crazy. And little Prof saying, and there's wine everywhere. And then the lady, she's like getting up and shaking and walking into the house. And the old guy, he's smoking a cigar, and he's still got his that he did a save. So what I understood later, he told me the story. When the kid ran over there, the dog freaked out. The dog started jumping like crazy. The old man grabs his wine with one hand because he's got the cigar in the other, and then the old lady, she can't control the dog or herself, so she says, "Oh shit!" and the wine goes everywhere. And little Prof's, so I walked into that situation, and so we helped them get all straight and settled, and I apologized, and she went clean up. And then we got the wine from the spillage taken care of. And then we all sat down and we enjoyed like a long visit together. Well, as soon as I ran in, as soon as I came back in after that nice visit, uh, I came to check in the chat, and I think Shibby was like, "Hey, there's a document drop." So that's when I got informed that there was a filing, and so that instantly changed. I went from having the greatest day ever to with the most beautiful weather ever. And my intention was to come in and relax and do some business I had to take care of, and instead it was, oh shit, now I gotta get these documents, I gotta read them, I gotta figure out what I want to do, I gotta make some phone calls and talk to people. So that was my day. That was my day, for the most part. Yeah, I was freaking out. Nobody else was for like an hour. Sound like somebody avoiding highway patrol cams to me. That too. I don't know. I don't know. Shibby's harem. Why go 10 minutes longer? Yeah, why? Why? It's bullshit. It's a bullshit story. It's a bullshit story. What about Kelsey keeping Libby's real phone and Libby using a loaner until the end? They claimed it to have reset it 10 days prior. Who answered Libby's messages? Who set the meeting? Yeah, well, guess what? The fact that it was Libby's accounts, you can never assume that was Libby because we know for certain that Kelsey had those sign-ins. Kelsey had access and the passwords, and they would all pretend they would catfish each other. It's a whole bullshit story they've told for years. It means nothing. Okay. It's a whole lot of changes. A whole lot of changes to these stories. Remember an early interview with Carrie Tim, and she said Patty was supposed to pick up the girls, and then it changed to Derek. I've always wondered when Libby phoned Derek to arrange pickup. Guess that explains the geoffensive Derek. Pardon me? Be bringing my nunchucks? Just kidding. You wouldn't want me in your gang. I'm 50. No, I'm 5'0", 105 pounds. Be a terrible gang member. I don't like conflict. Deanna, the family took Liberty's phone claiming it needed repair reset. This takes an hour. Liberty never received her phone back. Why? Anybody contacting Libby's phone did not speak to Libby. Well, are any of the accounts, because those social media accounts are not married to the phone. Social media accounts are accessible to any device. So, in my opinion, you had the passwords to those social media accounts, it's over. It's over. That you don't know who was talking to who. And the same goes with Keegan Klein. Same goes with the whole Dropbox, the Anthony shots, all of the bullshit. You don't know who is who is who is who. Well, guys, I'm getting tired here, and it's been a good thing. It's been a good thing, but it's over. It's over. We're reached a late hour. I'm not sure what happened. You told me to be careful because I was in Florida and Delphi, and then I couldn't see chat. I was talking to Scott. Well, I remember saying that. I told you to use protection, and yeah. Then I think I dipped out for quite a while, and I don't know. I hope one of the mods didn't fuck with you because, oh man, everyone's so edgy. That's what I was saying in the really long 5 hour stream I did the other day about the drama. Part of what's going on with people is everyone's on edge, because of all, and it's there's someone to blame. It's because of all the chaos agents. Remember, I was talking about that, the chaos agents. So these people who have been here to do nothing but troll and cause chaos, they've got everyone on edge. So everyone's got a quick trigger right now. Everyone's upset. Everyone's easily uh, triggered and upset about things that normally you'd laugh off or you'd accept. And, so I get totally triggered by the smallest things. I'm not going to lie. People come in the chat and they say one thing weird, or if their account looks weird, I'm easily triggered by any little thing in the chat because a year of abuse, stalking, harassment, gaslighting, doxing, trolling, and everyone else is too. And who to blame? The chaos agents. It's the chaos agents. They've gone all around this universe of Delphi, causing chaos and discord between everyone, division. You know, and a lot of them do it purposely. They go to one, they do the gossip, then they go to the next and do the gossip, and the next and the next, and they go to every chat, and the next thing you know, everyone's hating each other, everyone's on edge, everyone's misunderstanding, and everyone's quick tempered. It's stupid, but it's what's really going on. Yes, I heard that, Deanna. Okay. Sabina, that's one great question. What's the question I missed? Oh, about the yeah. I kick and I stretch because I'm 50. Thank you, Prof. I really enjoyed being here with you and your family members. Well, thank you, Sabina. You're welcome anytime. Keep coming back. I love when I'm in Joe's chat and I meet new people, it's really nice. All balls matter. When I see doubles, that's crazy. There's doubles. Glad you were here, Sabina. I see you in Joe's chat all the time. That's what I'm saying. Me too. Prof, passwords are only good for online accounts. Your phone cannot be accessed unless you're on it and agree to share. Otherwise, it must be hacked. So having passwords do not. What the hell are you saying? Yeah, online accounts like Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. Is that not what we're talking about? Yeah, I heard the same thing, Jojo and Deanna. I think I heard it from Carrie. Honestly, I think that came from Carrie. So, yeah, I mean, you guys. I mean, the sad thing is, it's at the point where if you can't trust anyone on YouTube, why can you? Do you think you can actually trust any family member? I don't trust any of them, and they know it. I've made it clear before. Uh, because of all the crazy, it's the same deal. All the crazy shit. All right, so look, I did find it not a little funny. You want to see a funny? But it's relevant. It's relevant. Having haters is a part of the business. The more haters you have, the more people like you. That's how I view it. Well, we're not in short supply of haters. It's 7-3 female male ratio here. I'll be back for show. Okay. KG stated she was going through Libby's phone at the police station, allegedly. This is only possible if the phone was in her possession. Yeah, but that's a whole different thing than her using the social media accounts for months prior. All right. Pardon me, I am tired, and I think we should wind it down. It's been a nice little show. I only meant to come on for an hour just to say what up to everyone and kind of give you my pep talk about the document drop. Tell you what, I think it was positive. I mean, is it positive to read through? No, because it's got the sad truth in it. It's got the sad truth. Uh, Sad truth, bitter truth. But I'm optimistic that what it is it's confirming everything we already knew. And if you didn't already know it, maybe it'll help you understand, or at least have some self confidence if you were already feeling it. Okay, is that my son singing? No, it's the TV. I think he might have passed out now. He was singing earlier with it, and now it's just repeating, and he's silent. So I think he passed out right on the couch. Okay, I wanted the same too. I'm sure missing her and love her mama was a huge part. But I also wonder if she began to feel unsafe. Sweet Dushibi, when will you reveal yourself? Take that gear off and put your pants on. Oh, go watch Little Joe. Little Joe read through it. Little Joe Lewis, Crime Night. Crime Night. Hey, Amy, would you post Crime Night's video from earlier today? I can do it. I can do it too. You don't have to worry, Amy. Let's see. I'll find it. Oh, my. Well, I always think I can. You may find it faster than I do. Yeah, maybe you can, Amy. See, I always think I can pull it up quickly and then. Oh, wait, maybe that's it. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Got it. Mm. Pants optional, Shibs. Okay. All right, there you go, Deanna. Yeah, just go watch that. He reads through some of it, and we'll read through it in the next show or two. Yeah, we'll read through it. Go enjoy that, Deanna. Though it's heartbreaking, but not for me because I already knew it. I already knew it. So did we just double serve it? We got a double serving. I'll delete it, Amy. I'll delete that one. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, thank you guys. Please, like I said at the beginning of the show, please support the channel, especially those on the replay. If you're on the replay, be aware you can support the channel in any way you choose. Hit the like, you can super chat, you can super thanks, you can buy me a coffee, you can do the merch shop, the artwork, the Cash App, and all the ways to support. Um, Buy a membership. The little memberships, we have memberships, we have all those things. So you can support the channel. And I do appreciate it so much. And thankfully, we do get support here. Uh, on a regular basis, I get support from the viewers and the wonderful YouTube members. And I really do appreciate it because it's lovely. All right. It's a double shot. Amy, please watch your language. What I caught is that his confession, 2 shots in the back. That didn't happen. Okay, Prof. This shows Kelsey had Liberty's phone on the 13th. I do not dispute what they did with the passwords. Think about what it means if Libby did not have her own phone when found. The device, she had no history. Who knows, man? Who knows? It's because it's all been lies and cover up and bullshit. And it's what do we know? I mean, I always tell people like we know nothing about this case. I mean, what do we actually know when it's all been lies, it's all been misdirection, it's all been disinformation? Like there's so little. But then on the same hand, I'll turn it around and I'll say, but here's the thing. Case is already solved. It's all on social media. It's open source, okay? You want to figure the case out, everything's out here already. You just have to look everywhere, put all the pieces together, and you start to understand what's happening, you know. Okay, so good night all. I see God thing is saying good night, and other people, Amy, and so good night to everyone. We're gonna wrap it up. I'll leave it open for 10 more minutes for the chat to wind on down. But yeah, I think it was a good show. It was good to get to say hi to everyone after a long, dramatic day. And hey, we'll be back. We will live to fight another day. You know, that's the important thing. You know, do you guys remember that quote? Have you ever seen that movie? It's Friday. It's from Friday. Watch. I'll try to play it like this. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike, but I'll try to do it. I'll try to do it for fun. All right, let's see. See if I can make this happen. Because if you guys haven't ever seen this, it's good. It's good. Okay. Let me see if I can do it. Can I do it for you?
Greg, have you seen my shoe? What's that for? Protection. Protection? Protection from who? Yeah, Smokey. I got to walk Smokey down to his house. Oh, man. Your mother and I never would have moved in this neighborhood if we had known you need a gun to walk down the damn street. No, it is around here. Oh, no, son, that's not the way it is. You kids today are nothing but punks. Sissified. So quick to pick up a gun. You're scared to take an ass whipping. This is what makes you a man. When I was growing up, this was all the protection we needed. You win some, you lose some. But you live. You live to fight another day. And you think you're a man with a gun in your hand, don't you?
You live to fight another day. Welcome in, Erin. We're on the way out of here, sweetheart. Good night to everyone. Good night to everyone. I see you. You couldn't have been any later. Perfectly on time. You guys are so sweet. I love it here, and I love Friday. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Yeah, y'all fight on. Fight on, y'all. Live to fight another day. I love you. Thanks for coming in tonight. It was nice. I'm tired as hell, and I think we had a big full day. So let's catch up tomorrow. All right. Good night.